Good afternoon and welcome to Sahara TV. It's nice to have you with us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So can you tell us more about yourself?
Okay, Michael, I like to call myself by my original name. People hardly do. So Michael was first a comedian, then went to radio, then to TV, then back to acting, where originally everything started from. I've been more of a stage actor than a screen actor. What else? I'm a twin. What else?
Wow.
Marketing by original profession, but I don't think I can do anything. Just by Bali. Exactly. So, yeah, that's what it is. I've just summed up who I am in all of that bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, good to hear. So what was your breakthrough for you? Was it the stage play or like the acting itself? Was it?
I've had different levels, Right now it's basically James from Jenifa'sdiary, but before then, like I said earlier, the name Ogbolor as a comedian came from my stage act back in the day. When I appear on stage as an imbecile character, that's when you still had Clean the Drunk, you still had a number of us who would come up on stage with characters. So I was big with the Night of Thousand Laugh thing, back then. But then for me, comedy, there was more for me than just comedy. I wanted to delve into different things. So the likes of AY said, okay, go on radio, I think it will work for you. You love to speak, And before then I had done some mentoring. I've been mentored by Feladuro for public speaking. So that I did for about 2 years. Then went to radio, and from radio I had my own crowd, my own listeners, which now took me to TV, which I still do till date, really. So I've had different levels, Then it was back to screen for Jenifa'sdiary, Diary, and that just took it to a whole nother level, And then so it's been different levels, But so far, the character on Jenifa'sdiary Diary has been like, the biggest.
So
it has been beautiful, really.
So which do you prefer? Do you prefer comedy or you prefer acting?
Comedy to me is a bit of acting, because for me, I love to play characters, so playing characters, and that's why I'm probably killing my role on Jenifa'sdiary Diary, because I love to play characters, and when I'm on stage doing comedy, my jokes most of the time are character based. So for me, it's still in line with my, with acting. So judging by both, I won't really put anyone to say, okay, this is the one I love the most, because both of them for me are intertwined, So comedy for me is acting, so I'm still doing what I'm doing as a comedian, and then the acting as well, I prefer doing a lot of comic act, that will definitely bring out laughter. So it is still comedy, it is still acting, as far as I'm concerned, same thing.
Wow, that's good to hear. Being an actor, being a comic actor, you always have to be on set during production and all.
Yes.
Has anything embarrassing ever happened to you on set?
On set, though, will I say I've had embarrassing moments on stage, on set? Not really, because I've not done so much for screen because of timing. Being a screen actor is no joke.
Definitely.
Really, it takes a lot of time. Sometimes you're out. I've done a couple of movies. I turn down scripts a lot because my scheduling usually is not too good. So embarrassing moments on screen, nothing really. Playing the character James alone is that one alone is enough challenge. Having to step out of me, getting into that character, it's enough embarrassment. But on stage as a comedian, definitely, there are times you get on stage, crack some jokes, people are like, then you hear crickets doing their ting, 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 And for us as comedians, everybody has experienced that, that some jokes you just hit out, people are like, and there's some you never planned for, it works, so, but it's all a learning process at the end of the day. So, but nothing major really.
No.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Talking about turning down scripts, you say you turn. What reasons would you turn down a script?
One, the most is people see me play James as my character on Jenifa'sdiary Diary and just assume that this guy should play this in every movie. So I've had close to 15 scripts come to me. Everybody wants me to play that character, and I'm not one to put myself in the box. So offers have come, and then man, we'd like you to play the same character in our movie, and I'm like, never again. This one is already enough, So yes, that would be my first reason. Secondly, timing. Some people just want you to come now and please can you come next week? Meanwhile, next week there's something else. You know the way it can be sometimes with our system here. Just like sharp things. Oftentimes, me, I like to really get into a script and know what's up and know what we're doing. Probably the third would be issues with payments and all of that. People just want to do, my guy, how far now? Just come do this thing for me. And you're like, Baba, now walk. So yeah, this should be like my 3 reasons to turn down scripts.
I'm talking about the problems facing the industry. What do you think is the problem facing the Nigerian movie industry?
Well, for movie industry, for me, I would think it's getting better. Before now, there were challenges with those who were marketers, who will choose certain characters for themselves and have some other people who overplay different characters and all. And then there were just a bunch of issues. But now people are doing their own thing. A lot of people are going out there to shoot their own movies. You have the Kemi Adetibars, you have those who are beginning to take their own thing, So now you have your content and you can market your content yourself, and then you can do stuff. The likes of Funke Akindele. These are people who are breaking grounds and saying, okay, I can take my own thing and just do my own thing. AY is doing the same thing, and they're breaking bank. So for me, I would say it's improving. More private people are doing their own thing, and so it's improving. It's improving. I wouldn't really say what are the problems anymore. I see it improving more than I see problems.
So are you saying the issue of piracy is not really affecting the industry at the moment?
And now, because we are going, it's now most of the time you own your own content now. So the issue of piracy it is still there. I mean, people who are putting out their movies still have to deal with piracy. But now a lot more people are a bit more in charge, a bit more in control. As regards their content. There's still the issue of piracy. I mean, someone hits a movie today, it's at the movies, and the next month you see it on, boys hawking it on the Express. It's still there, but people are a bit more in charge now. And I believe with time, these things will be curbed.
So what do you think can be done in reducing the rate of piracy in Nigeria?
Well, the piracy is everywhere. Really, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. There are movies, the international movies that come out this month, next month is in Nigeria already. Piracy is everywhere. It's not just a Nigerian factor, but I think the government should get a bit more involved. Right now, it's being fought by individuals. It's been fought by just a few bodies, but the government needs to really get more involved to fight piracy in Nigeria. They need to really step in. Entertainment and the movie industry, the entertainment industry really hasn't gotten a lot of support, from the government, and this one way or the other, we can't rule out the fact that this is an industry that has actually put Nigeria in positive light on the outside, regarding all that's been happening with our status, in the world. Entertainment has really put us out there in better light. So I think the government needs to get more involved and work with entertainers to see how we can, get a better image for the country. So the government needs to get better involved to curb piracy.
Talking about the government, they seem to show like a lack of attention to the industry.
Yes.
Why do you think this is happening?
I'm on the job now, you understand? the same way we could talk about infrastructure in the country, the same way we're talking about money looting in the country, the same way a lot of things are not being looked into, lighting, bad roads and all of that, no jobs and all of that. It's the same way they've neglected the industry as well. Back then, Goodluck Jonathan, our former president, actually dished out some money at some point and said, okay, let us see what we can do to support. That was a move. If we could get such moves, more of such moves, attention from the government, I think we would do better than we're doing right now. Now, for example, comedians have basically taken the whole thing to in their own hands. Right now, staging comedy shows by themselves. I've staged my own comedy shows. I know what it is to stage stuff, from your pocket. And then you have brands who are not even coming in. They just want to see you do it for about 5 years first. So you're basically spending your own money just for yourself. So it's a lot of work. If we could have more support from the outside, it would be better than this.
Now, being an actor in the industry, you get to see a lot of things, both the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's this particular plague that has bewildered the industry for years, and that is the one of sex for role. To what extent is this true?
Well, like I would say, I'm not one to really antagonize stuff. See, for me, it's a general problem. It's a general problem. You know, it's when people find themselves in certain positions where you get to make the decisions, you get to choose who is to do what. You know, people abuse it. So it's a general thing. You know, aside just the movie industry, it's a general thing. I've had people who have told me, "Hey, look, I was told to do this just to get this role, and I couldn't get that role because I did not do that." You know, so, but at the same time, people face this thing in corporate world, people face this thing in religion, people face these things everywhere, you know, so it is there, you know, but I think it's still being curbed right now because at the moment, you don't have all of the, like we used to have before, the Igbo directors, Igbo marketers, Igbo this, Igbo
The
that.
segregation.
Yeah, that's, you know, that line, you know, so back then, you had to, you know, kiss some toes just to get a role. But right now, a lot more directors, a lot more producers are beginning to actually look out for talent. You know, look out for talent. Before now, it used to be a lot of, but you had to bow down to some people to do that. But now it's a bit, because Nigerians are growing. We're beginning to see more. And it's okay, we know this person got this role from some backyard runs. Now this person is a real talent. So we can really identify who is who, you know, but if it's still there, it is still there, you know, but I think it's no longer as it used to be, you know, it's no longer as it used to be.
So how do you think this can be combated?
Well, more people need to begin to do their own things. Personally, right now, I'm encouraging people not to sit back and just and expect that the whole world should help you out with stuff. And I believe more in you as a person going for auditions, going for screenings and all. You need to begin to think of you as a person owning your own thing. Right now, social media has created a big opportunity. True. If I were to advise anyone right now, which I do a lot of times because they come to me all the time, okay, I said, look, create your own platform. Try and do something. There are a number of people right now who are acting all over on social media, creating their own thing. You don't necessarily need to go bow down to one God before you see an opportunity. People have broken through that on their own, you know. So that's what at the moment, I may not say this and that, do this, don't go for auditions, don't go. You still have to, but I believe in encouraging people to as much as possible hold your dignity, you know, tied to your chest, you know, because there are people who are out there who are still giving themselves into predators, you know, to make a mess of them. At the end of the day, you still get one waka roll pass, you know, waka pass roll rather, you know, and just waka pass and they're like, I gave a lot more into this, so see where I am now. Nothing have still blown in me life. You know, so dignity, hold your dignity straight, and then create your own platform. It's bigger now, man. Social media is like opportunity now. Create your own thing. Gather your friends. Look for one camera. Start to do your thing. Write a script. You never know where it can, you know, take you to. I have a number of friends who have done this. Not just comedians. People who have been able to do this and taking advantage of social media to create a platform for themselves. You know, and that would be my encouragement anytime for any young actor out there, especially the ladies.
How can the movie and entertainment industry be used in solving some of the country's problem, that's economic insecurity and the likes?
Yeah, it's storytelling, better scripts, you know, which I see, you know, these days. Before now, I would never go to the movies to go watch a Nigerian movie, even though I may be an actor, and that's part of the reason why I've always preferred stage. I've been doing stage for a long time, you know, which has disciplined me to, when I see a script oftentimes, storyline is very important for me. You know, I think that with better scripts, with better storylines, we can cover a lot. You know, it is amazing how, from what we see, you know, we fashion and pattern our lifestyle after a lot of things that we see just from visuals. You know, so I believe with better lines, better scripts, better stories, we can curb some things in the economy. You know, we as human beings, we take pictures, we take stories, and somehow we live our lives after what we see. You know, and through movies, if we shed more light on certain issues through movies, not just the normal village movies and all that, we are breaking through all of that. You know, through better producing better movies, producing better stories. You know, I think we can do a lot to put it to tackle some of the things in the economy.
As a Nigerian living in Nigeria for the past few years, do you think the current administration has done enough for the country?
You know, it's the person that wears the shoe that can really say because Nigeria's problem can be fixed in 4 years. As far as I'm concerned, Nigeria's problem can't be fixed in 4 years. It would take a lot more than that to fix the problem because our indiscipline level has eaten deep. It would take generations to clean a mess in the country. I don't think just one administration would take care of Nigeria's problem. It will even take more than 8 years, two terms to fix Nigeria's problem because there's a lot to take care of. The average Nigerian right now is corrupt. So look, before you start tackling Nigeria's issue, the head and the tail is corrupt already. The children we may give birth to have already taken a pattern. So there's a lot. Those who are even learned are not even helping. They're corrupt. The unlearned too are corrupt. So it has eaten deep. For the administration itself, they may be doing a lot that we're not seeing. At the same time, because you have a whole bunch if the head itself is trying to make things right, you have the neck, you have the shoulder, you have the ribs, you have the waist, a whole line of people on that may make it look like the person is not doing anything. So I'm not one to come and say, okay, the administration, then they try, they're not doing anything, then they try, because it trickles there. There's a lot that goes on between making a decision and actually making it happen. You get. So for me, I'm just hoping to do my own bit in my own way, as opposed to just sitting down and hoping that the country does this for me. What can I do in my own little way? Who can I affect? Who are the young ones that I can affect to think positively? Who are the young ones that I can influence right? To become better Nigerians. That's just what I really don't sit down to think of what the country can do for me. I think of what I can do, for the country. So for the administration, they may be doing a lot, but it's not evident yet. And that for me is because there's a whole lot to do to take care of Nigeria's problem. There's a lot. All right, guys. My name is Ogbolor. Some of you know me as James from Jenifa'sdiary. Diary. Keep watching Sahara TV. All right, don't touch that. Just keep watching it. All right, don't go anywhere. If not, things will touch you. Okay.